with how this has turned out. I'd also like to express my gratitude to our board chair, Rich Handler. Rich has been a member of the search committee and was outstanding in bringing us to the search to its successful conclusion, and he's been a wonderful leader and colleague during the months since he became board chair. So this is, as I said, a wonderfully exciting day for the University of Rochester. I'm very pleased, and I'm delighted now to turn the podium over to Kathy Minahan, who will have the honor of introducing our next president. And then following these remarks here, there will be a reception over in the ballroom in Douglas Commons. So thank you all. Kathy.
Otherwise known as the Feldman Ballroom, right? Thanks, Rich, for those comments. This is, and I should also remind you that you had 11 months of incredible leadership, but there are a few more months. Don't go on vacation now. We need to wait until the summer, but this is a fabulous day, a great day for the university, the announcement of our next president. I know it's my job to introduce our new president, but I want to do a couple of acknowledgments, and I want to talk a little bit about the process because I think it's important for you to understand how we came to this conclusion. First, acknowledgments. The Trustee Presidential Search Committee, or in Rochester speak, TPSC. 11 of us, Danny and I were co-chairs, 9 other trustees. Big group of people, lots of different perspectives, so vital and worked so hard, bouncing around the country, meeting different people in our intensive last several rounds of interviews. And as Rich pointed out, Rich Handler jumped in as chairman of the board and really was extraordinarily helpful as we interviewed candidates down toward the end and as he shared his vision for the university with them. We had 3 committees of support to the TPSC, staff and deans, faculty and deans committee, a staff committee, and a student committee, and 7 members from the University Advisory Committee worked with the TPSC. There were no differences between the 2 groups. We all contributed, we all listened, we all interviewed, and we all gave our opinions. So let me just mention the 7 members because I think they deserve a lot of recognition. Michael Scott and Ann Nossiger, the 2 co-chairs, Erin Moyer, Jamal Rossi, Dina Swanson, Jeff Tucker, and our fabulous student, Sarah Walters. They were just incredible. We could not have done this job without the interaction of those 2 groups. We had some wonderful help from a consulting firm, Spencer Stewart. They helped us in every aspect of what we were doing. And last, but far from least, you know, nothing ever gets done without people who pay attention to the details and people who make sure that you actually have space for a committee meeting or that you actually have a phone call or that the right information has been conveyed to everyone to keep them on board with what's going on. A lot of people in your office, Rich, were part of that, Tony and Sasha, Elizabeth Stouterman, but I want to single out Lamar Murphy. We may not be here if it weren't for Lamar. Okay, so that's acknowledgments. Let me talk a little bit about the process. It was comprehensive, and our search consultants tell us it was really verging on the unique. We had 2 processes going on. One oriented around canvassing the near world for all the candidates that Spencer Stewart people and we knew about. The other looking at how to develop the qualities, how to do a position description of where the university was, and then how to develop the qualities that we wanted in this new leader. You all of you in this room and many others helped us define qualities. Over 700 of you met face-to-face with either the search consultants or, more likely, with the various different advisory committees at the staff, at the student, and the faculty level during the summer. What's more, in August, we put out an online survey, kept it open for a month. Over 5,000 people responded to that survey. Responded with answers to the questions on the survey, and then with a lot of comments. I don't think anybody's read them all in detail yet, but I have a feeling someone will. I think it all speaks to the depth of caring at this university, the depth of commitment, the depth of ownership that everybody feels and everybody wants for this university to succeed. So what were the qualities that we defined? Someone who's got experience with and knows how to manage a complex organization, who knows how to be a CEO of a multifaceted, complex organization. Someone who has integrity, who can make tough decisions, but in a way that brings the organization together. Someone who's got academic standing. Someone who knows the benefit of the broader community and the need to communicate to the community, whether that be local, statewide, or national. And finally, someone who knows that, who gets it, that philanthropy and fundraising are at the heart of the matter. They are at the heart of a thriving research institution, which is what Rochester is. So we needed someone who really got that. We found that person. We found that person with those qualities and more. And she is Sarah Mangelsdorf. And I'm going to say a few things about you, Sarah, and then get off the stage here. As you all know, she's a sitting provost at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. And that university shares a lot with us. We're both part of the AAU, which is an elite, a group of elite research universities. So we know each other. She oversees all of Wisconsin's 12 colleges and schools, including medicine, education, and business. And she's responsible for a whole bunch more: student enrollment, faculty development, international operations, diversity, equity, inclusion. And she just didn't get her cred there. She got it at Northwestern as the dean of the Weinberg School of Arts and Sciences, and in a similar position at Illinois as the dean. She's an award-winning teacher, internationally recognized scholar in psychology, and according to all the people we checked with, which were many, she's strategic and collaborative, creative problem solver, a supportive colleague, and an enthusiastic fundraiser. So I am delighted to say she is our next president, the best person for the job and the best woman, Sarah.
Thank you, Kathy. And thanks to all of you here this morning, whether you're here in person or watching the live stream. I'm Sarah Mangelsdorf, and I'm absolutely delighted to become the next president of the University of Rochester. I have to start with a confession. I'm a third-generation academic. My father was a professor of physics at Swarthmore, and my grandfather was a plant geneticist at Harvard. Some of my earliest memories are the pomp and circumstance of academic ceremonies, with my father in his academic robes on his way to graduation on his bike, nonetheless. At a very early age, I found out what tenure was, but I thought it was 10-year. And when my father got 10-year, I asked my mother, how did he get 10-year? We haven't been in Swarthmore for 10 years. And I couldn't, and she explained, no, it's not 10 years, it's tenure. And she explained what tenure was. And she was very pleased, and I still couldn't understand why my parents were so pleased. And things were not made any clearer when my mother said my dad would get an increase in celery. I thought she said celery. Since I didn't much like celery, I mean, it's okay, but not as good as chocolate, I couldn't see what all the excitement was about. But in addition to growing up knowing about all the customs, costumes, and the ceremonies of the Academy, I learned early on the fundamental importance, the essential importance of the academic enterprise. Institutions like the University of Rochester create value. From the scientific research discoveries that uncover new basic knowledge and new cures and medical treatments, to scholarship in the arts, humanities, and social sciences that help us to better understand the human condition and human motivation, to the reflective and revelatory experiences music, dance, theater, and the visual arts provide, and finally, to the necessary contribution that the higher education experience makes in the formation of young, and sometimes not so young, minds. Exposure to difference, experience with civil discourse, embracing new ideas, new approaches, new points of view, risk and reward, argument and perspective, challenge and compassion. These are the things that higher education should provide in abundance. These are the things that are essential to the development of our students. These are the things that I believe create better thinkers, better leaders, and better citizens of this world. Higher education should and does change people's lives. I have spent much of my career working to ensure that this formative experience is available to the widest possible number of people, regardless of their gender or race, religion, or economic background, and I will bring that perspective to my presidency. I should note here that although universities may exist largely to educate students and support faculty in their scholarship, universities would simply cease to exist without the staff that maintain the buildings and grounds, prepare the food, organize the meetings, scrutinize the contracts, pay the bills, comfort the patients, lobby the politicians, counsel the job seekers, promote the research, curate the collections, and raise the funds to do all of that. So thanks to the staff. As the chief executive of this university, I will always keep in mind that the contributions of the staff are what make the whole operation an overall success. Indeed, in preparation for this day, I've already worked closely with a number of exceedingly capable staff, including Lamar Murphy, who helped me prepare, so I know how lucky I am to be coming to the University of Rochester. We talk here at Rochester about making the world ever better, and we do in so many ways. One of my responsibilities will be to make sure that we stay on this course and that we have the resources to do so. And one of my other responsibilities will be to make sure that more people know about it. The University of Rochester makes significant contributions to the world, and the world should know that. Having Donna Strickland, a Rochester alum, in Stockholm last week to receive her Nobel Prize, only the third woman to ever receive the Nobel Prize in physics, certainly helps with that. But in telling people about my excitement about this job, I can't tell you how many people, including my husband, were surprised to learn that Eastman School of Music is at University of Rochester. Okay, it's time that the university claims and takes credit for all of its excellence. But even as we attend to our national and international reputation, which is very important, we must also attend to our home city and region. I'm committed to sustaining and enhancing our university's continued engagement with our local community. The University of Rochester is proud to call the city of Rochester our home. Today is just my first day at the University of Rochester, so there'll be plenty of time for me to work with you to develop and expand a vision for this place. Indeed, my first official day at the University of Rochester won't be until this summer. Right now I have this little day job in Madison and have lots to accomplish there before my tenure as Wisconsin provost comes to an end. But even though I haven't been there 10 years. But I do plan to spend some time at Rochester in the next few months, and as I know my schedule, I'll let the campus know. So I want to assure everyone that I'm eager to meet everyone and hear from all of you and to learn everything I can about the university before I officially start. Before I close, I want to thank Kathy Minahan, Danny Wegman, and Rich Handler, and the rest of the university's Board of Trustees for their trust in me. I will do everything in my power to justify that trust. I would also like to thank Rich Feldman for his dedication and stewardship of an institution I know he loves deeply. And I would like to thank all of you for your support and commitment to the university. I would also like to recognize my family, all of whom are here today. My husband, Carl Rosengren, who's a distinguished professor of psychology, a wise and supportive and loving partner with a great sense of humor. He's also an excellent cook for a spouse who too often stays late at the office. Our beautiful and accomplished daughters, Julia and Emily, who are a constant source of delight and inspiration. And my wonderful son-in-law, Richard Lee, who I'm glad to say did not seem at all scared of joining a family with strong women. I would not have been able to accomplish everything I've accomplished without the support of my home team. They keep me laughing. In closing, as all of you already know, the University of Rochester is a very special place. I am terribly honored to be entrusted with its stewardship and its continued forward trajectory. But I won't be able to do it alone. Indeed, I don't intend to do it alone. I look forward to working collaboratively with all of you to help us reach our goals. Thank you, Meliora. I've been working on my pronunciation.
Now you have a taste of it. It's just a taste, but you have a taste of it. You know, Kathy was right. She went through all the process that we went through, all the polls, the feedback, the analytics, in typical Rochester form. I'll just go back to my original, we were sat around a table a long time ago about what we wanted in a president. I'll share it with the room. I wanted someone who had super high integrity. Somebody who would bring people together and empower them to make them the best they could possibly be. I wanted someone who was a listener, but still a decisive decision maker when tough decisions had to be made. I wanted someone who was optimistic, but also a realist, and someone who, when they see challenges, doesn't get afraid of them, but embraces them and asks people for help. I wanted someone who was tireless, someone who was nice, kind, had a sense of humor, and had a lovely family. All that gets wrapped up into being able to manage complex situations and understanding a medical center and dealing with the state of higher education, and all that stuff are boxes that a lot of people can check. But to have all those boxes checked, Sarah, and have a person of your quality, humble, kind, and you want this so bad, that's why I'm sold. And we are thrilled, I am beyond thrilled to partner with you, as is the entire committee. Everyone on the trustees, the search committee of students, staff, and faculty, everyone wanted her, okay? So she's all of ours now. So we have to go help her get the job done, so thank you very much. Lamar, where are we going now? There you go. Ballman for reception.